I guess I'll start with, is there any particular reason Ellie didn't play today?
Yeah, she's put the most number of minutes in of all of our outside backs, and her legs are just a little fatigued this week, and starting to feel the season starting to take over a little bit. So felt that Maddie's been playing really well, and we had a bit of an opportunity here to rest her.
It's now, I think, 15-0 when we score first. When you guys score first, how important is it to not only score first but to score again right after that? Because you guys have done that consistently all year.
Well, I guess I first off want to start out just by complimenting Albany and congratulating them on an amazing season. I think they came out here with an incredible belief and stuck to their game plan, and their players were disciplined. You could tell they were well coached, and those guys fought for. I thought that they had some of the better of the play in the second half. So, you know, I give them a ton of credit for what they did out there tonight. As far as scoring first in the game, obviously that's every coach, every team, your desire. But I think that this team's got a belief that they can score early. I think that obviously 15-0 when we scored first, you know, it feels good, but at the same time, it's all about our leadership and it's all about our captains, and they're the ones that are driving us early in the game right now.
How did the weather conditions affect this game today?
Significant effect on the game. Obviously, many of our goals were wind assisted, and I think that come on in, you two. Oh gosh. Come on in here. So a couple goals that were wind assisted in the first half, and trying to find our way. I think we could have shot even more in the first half. I think we were still kind of trying to figure out what to do with the significant wind, but obviously it had a huge role in the game tonight.
I think at one point Albany had 9 outfield players in the box. Is that something that you kind of expected going into this, that they would play that tight and play kind of behind the ball the whole way?
It's something that we had discussed. Fortunately, I think Michigan prepared us well for that style of play, and we were able to sit and break down film and talk about patience and using Ogle to switch the point of attack and getting Maddie in 2v1 situations out in the flank areas. So, you know, I think throughout the course of the season we've talked about seeing every situation and facing every circumstance, whether it's weather or travel or anything that we could potentially face in the NCAA tournament. And now we're getting to the point where we feel like we've got some sleet and some 30-mile-an-hour winds, so we could add that to the repertoire as well.
Could you assess the midfield play a little bit, especially Ogle and Rocky?
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, but I think we've got the best midfield in the country. I think the combination play amongst our 3 midfielders right now is absolutely dynamic and unstoppable. You know, when they're moving and when they're buzzing and they're playing 2-touch, they're impossible to dispossess. And I thought we found that at moments tonight. I thought we could have been more dynamic tonight as well. I think we took our foot off the gas a little bit after we scored a few goals. Maybe that's second nature, but this team talks a lot about standard, and we try to bump that standard back up again and want to make sure that we go into this second round playing Penn State soccer.
Penn State's 33-6 at home in the NCAA tournament. I mean, how hard is it to play here in November?
It's the pride that we bring. We talk every day about what Penn State pride means, what playing on Jeffrey Field means, making sure that that's tangible. It's not just something that playing on Jeffrey Field means we win games. This is what it means to win on Jeffrey Field. It means Ogie's in there switching the point attack, and Maddie's bombing forward, and E-Ball's winning balls in the air, and Rocky's shooting from distance and doing whatever Rocky does, and Schaefer's spinning players. So we try to make that a little bit more tangible, and we win tackles, and it's more than just we're on Jeffrey, so therefore we win. And I think these guys have embraced that concept.
Maddie Weber had her 100th point in her career tonight, but it's only the 10th minute line to ever do that. And can you just talk about her impact on this team and her career?
Yeah, Mallory Weber is easily the hardest working college player that I've ever coached and I've ever worked with and I've ever watched. I've seen her just create so much out of nothing at times. There's games over the course of the season, I think back Santa Clara, that she single-handedly decided that we're going to win this game and took over the game. And she's done that so many times in her career. The day she stepped into the Penn State program, she set the standard for this program, and she's been doing it ever since.
You talked about scoring first, and you scored fast, you know, first 5 minutes of the game. Can you kind of talk about that and how that kind of set the stage for the rest of the game?
Yeah, why don't I turn that one over to Oaks?
Yeah, so we talked about from the whistle, coming out strong and setting the tone for the whole game, and I think that was a big focus for us, just coming out strong, and I think really getting the our first goal in the first 5 minutes allowed us to, get a few more, start settling down, getting a feel for the game, and continue to put our foot on the gas.
When you're working the midfield and you see 9 players in front of you, they're just trying to clog the box basically. How difficult is that when you guys in the midfield are trying to distribute through?
I mean, I think it's all about being patient and sustaining the attack and finding Rock and finding Nick, our other midfield players, to the gaps will open and it'll unlock at some point, but it's about being patient and swinging the ball, and then when we do have the opportunity to go, all of us are going in on the same page and buzzing 1 and 2 touch to break them down.
Are you just looking for gaps, or are you looking for something else too when you're looking for a through ball?
It depends. I mean, Schaefer's one of the best forwards with her back to goal in the country, so anytime we can get her isolated against one of their center backs and she can spin someone, I mean, obviously play her.
You led the team in shots tonight, and most of your goals have been in the past few weeks. Have you really amped up the aggressiveness offensively lately?
I mean, the credit goes all to my teammates. I mean, Mal Weber out on the second one took a player on, got end line. I was just there for the easy finish. So a lot of my chances come off of them, and I'm just fortunate enough to place them away.
What was going through your mind when you hit that second crossbar? Almost an identical shot. Is it like a moment of deja vu or something?
That's funny. I mean, we knew that the wind was a factor, so just taking some outside shots to try to draw them out a little bit was one of the things we were trying to do. So
Just let it fly.
Anything else?
Brittany, I think we're all wondering about your goal a little bit. Was that a cross? Was that a cross or were you shooting?
It's Maddie. So what
I'm
what
sorry.
are we talking about?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We have a lot of blondes.
In that
Brittany,
case,
Brianna.
I guess I'll ask you.
I mean, a big part of our game tonight was they clogged the middle, and so the effectiveness of our outside backs. And I thought, especially in the first half, I thought Maddie was exceptional. So maybe she can talk a little bit just about the combination play out there and what she was able to find and how she could be so effective.
Right. I mean, like Coach had mentioned earlier, it's like Michigan, they packed it in. So, Ogue's swinging the ball out. We have, Nick or Sheba just popping in the inside pocket, just trying to draw them out. And then toward the end, as we were really pressing for some more goals because we wanted to put this team away, we started serving the box and had some success there. But it's all about patience and drawing people out. And like I said, it's really interconnected with the midfield and how the movement's happening. So, yeah.
some phenomenal service into the box today, man.
Thanks.
Anything else?
What was your first thought whenever you found out you were starting tonight?
I don't know. I was sad. Well, I guess we shouldn't talk about that, but I was excited because it's your opportunity to get out there and show what you've been doing, but just trying to keep focused. I mean, I've been getting minutes, so just another few minutes, just focus in and try to bring my energy at the beginning of the game now that I have the opportunity. But I was excited, but it was exciting to play in that kind of a game, and I hope we have a really good run at this tournament.